Today's topic is the Assure Instructional Design Model. This model is based on Robert Kanye's Events of Instruction. Assure is a constructivism principle stating that learners must be actively participating in their own learning, interacting with their environment and peers. It intends to help teachers utilize technology and media in the classroom. Assure is a way to ensure that the learning environment is appropriate for students. Assure is an acronym that stands for the various steps in the model. The following is a breakdown of each step. The first part is to analyze learner characteristics. The teacher should analyze the attribute of her learners. There should be a focus on those learner characteristics which are associated with the learning outcomes desired. The information gathered will help you in the decisions that you make with respect to the other steps in the process. When you determine the character of the learners, it will guide you in choosing specific strategies and resources to aid the learning process. The analysis of your learners should include the general attributes of your learners such as age, academic abilities, gender or interests, prior competencies, learning styles such as auditory, visual, and tactile. After the analysis of the learner's attributes, the teacher must state standards and objectives for the learning module. The statement consists of a specification of what the learners would be able to do as a result of the instruction. Say, for example, in assessing medical students, the learning objective could be the learners will be able to name at least 2 databases and 2 search techniques that they can use to locate medical evidence for particular cases. The objective statement should be formulated with verbs that pinpoint the learning objective. A useful guide to the appropriate verbs to use is contained in Bloom's taxonomy. Remember that assessment can only be based on your learner's behavior. Next is the second S in the acronym, which stands for selecting strategies, technology, media, and materials. Given what your learning objectives are, it's necessary to pick instructional strategies, technology, and media that will bring about the results that you want. First, you should figure out which delivery method will be best for your instruction. For instance, what proportion of your instruction will be teacher-centered and what proportion of it will be student-centered. For teacher-centered, the strategies that could be used are lecture, demonstration, or showing a video. For student-centered, the best strategy is group discussion or cooperative group work. Once you select your teaching strategy, then it's time to figure out which technology, media, and materials best support the method of teaching that you're using. These ranges from simple tools such as chalk and blackboard to more sophisticated ones such as PowerPoint presentation. Utilizing these media and materials comes next. Make sure that your plans in utilizing this technology contribute towards producing the objectives that you have laid down. It's important to follow the 5 P's process to achieve this. First is to preview the technology, media, and materials. This means that it's important to plan ahead of time just how you're going to use them. Have a dry run of your lesson before you actually teach it. Make sure that the whole lesson will go smoothly and seamlessly. Next is to prepare the technology, media, and materials. You need to gather together all of the things that you will need to teach your lesson. They must be working properly. For example, if you're making a PowerPoint presentation, then you need to create the text and graphics for each screen. Then prepare the environment. There is some minimal preparation required to set up the learning environment. Simple things like making sure that you have enough chairs, and also if you have control over the situation, you should make sure that there are no sources of noise that will disturb the students. The fourth P is to prepare the learners. First, you need to clearly inform the learners as to what the learning objectives are. These will help the learners create a mental map of what they need to absorb. It's important to tell the students how they will be assessed. You need to tell them what their assignments will be, how they will be graded if there are tests. Also, you should explain to the students what the benefits of learning the material are. Finally, provide the learning experience. You then actually carry out the lesson. This is where all of your planning takes effect. You should be prepared to carry out the lesson with every prior step of the process in mind. This will ensure your success as a teacher. Requiring the learner's participation is the step required to make plans as to how you are going to actively engage your students in the material that you are teaching. This needs to be figured out both at the class level and the individual level. The most basic step that you can take is requiring participation of the students in class discussions. A more sophisticated approach would require the students prepare questions and comments at home to bring into the class. You may try even allowing individual students to lead classes or discussions in the style of the seminar. The last step in the Assure process is to evaluate and revise. In this step, you evaluate the impact of your teaching on student learning. This includes an evaluation of your teaching strategies and the technology, media, and materials that you used. The following questions are useful to ask during the evaluation. Did your lesson meet the learning objectives that you planned? How will you determine whether the students reached the objectives? Is your way of assessing the students in line with your learning objectives? How can this lesson be improved? How are you going to assess the weaknesses in your presentation? Was your choice of media and materials a good one? How will you assess the effectiveness of these tools? Is it possible that other technologies, media, and materials would have done a better job? Following the Assure process will improve your teaching for many years to come. And that's it for today. If you have any topic that you'd like for me to make a video of, please comment down below. If you want to learn more about professional education topic, you may install this reviewer mobile application in the description box. And don't forget to subscribe to get updated. Thank you. Bye.